Welcome back to Close Up. We're about to hit a crucial stretch of the primary, and the stakes are especially high with no clear frontrunner. Joining us now to sort things out is Neil Levesque, Executive Director of the New Hampshire Institute of Politics.
Thanks.
Neil, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So you guys have a new poll out that showed Pete Buttigieg basically exploding here in New Hampshire. But bigger picture, he's in that top four and competing. What does that mean for the final months of this race?
Well, certainly that's a good position for him to be in. He's got very high favorables and very, very low negatives. And that's one of the reasons why he's been soaring in our polls. As we go towards the final months, you know, voters really do take a second look, a third look, and there's plenty of time in this race for things to evolve and for a candidate to emerge as a front runner, and we could get right down into that final week and the final debate and see what happens, and we may not know who's going to be at the lead at that period of time.
And this makes those undecided voters, who still represent a biggest chunk essentially of those out there, all the more important this time around.
A huge chunk of voters for New Hampshire, 415,000 people. Last time in 2016, about 100,000 went for both a Democratic ballot and a Republican ballot. We could see, though, with the enthusiasm and so many candidates on the Democratic side, a lot more of those undeclared voters going towards the Democratic side. But if you calculate it, it is a huge chunk of voters. So candidates need to not only be talking to Democrats, they need to be thinking about the undeclared voters as well.
You mentioned that this is going to be a huge piece of how this all plays out, and certainly you have a lot of New Hampshire voters who are in that undeclared column who normally grab a Republican ballot. This time, do you think with, you know, it's Bill Weld and Donald Trump essentially, and Joe Walsh is out there too, but we see Bill Weld here a lot more. How many of those right-leaning undeclareds do you think are going to give a protest vote to Bill Weld, or instead, they're going to walk over and grab that Democratic ballot and maybe go for a Tulsi Gabbard, a Pete Buttigieg, a Joe Biden? What's your read on that?
Well, the last time it was a slight edge on Republicans, but remember, that was a really busy primary, if you will. Let's think about two factors: impeachment and where the onion sort of gets peeled on that. And also, does the president really sort of step it up here in his campaigning before February and sort of motivate people to go out and vote for him? We haven't really seen that yet. They're not really running ads or anything like that. So we haven't seen a big push in the primary. They may not need to, but if they do, it would certainly increase those Republican undeclareds going out and picking up a Republican ballot.
And certainly anecdotally, we see every time I've been to a Pete Buttigieg rally, I do run into a voter who says, well, you know, not normally at these things. I'm usually an undeclared, you know, picking up that Republican ballot, but they're giving him a look based on the military service. Looks like Tulsi's grabbing a pretty good chunk of that too. So very interesting thing to watch as we move forward. Deval Patrick. He just had a pretty good politics and eggs by any standard. To some extent, that's a home field advantage. You know, he knows a lot of those people. He's either appointed them to things or worked with them in the past. So some of that's built in. But what does he have to do to move the needle here beyond having that great day at Politics and Eggs?
Well, he's a very dynamic speaker. So as far as his ability to communicate to voters, he's got that down pretty well. You know, he's got to raise money early. He's got to go out and get staff. He's got to put together different sort of offices and do that type of thing. And also, you know, the whole mechanics of a campaign, where you're going, what you're saying, all that's got to be put into place rather quickly. It's a disadvantage that he's getting in late, but there's still plenty of time. People are going to weigh different candidates. They know that he's in this race. He got a lot of splash when he entered last week. And as you said, there are Politics and Eggs series. He packed the room. I had to sit in the closet, ironically, just to hear the speech. That's how many people were in the room.
All right. Anything is possible in this cycle, it feels like. Neil, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Adam.